And welcome to the Marketing Impact Podcast. I am Mike Wood, as always, and I am here today with Corey Walker, who is the author of Instagram for Dummies. We are going to be diving into Instagram advertising, but I am glad you're on here, Corey, because you are the person that I found when looking for somebody who could help my audience with Instagram advertising. So tell us more about you, what you do, tell us about the books, and tell us more about what you do.
Okay, so I'm Corey Walker. I am the co-author of Instagram for Dummies and Instagram for Business for Dummies, right back here. And I've authored two versions of each one. So there's 4 books out now. These are the most current ones. I'm also a digital agency owner in the Sacramento area. And I help a lot of local businesses and some businesses globally with their social media. So I work with a lot of healthcare companies. I work with restaurants, and I work starting more with some realtors. So I help them with everything from, creating graphics in Canva to full Instagram and Facebook ads, tracking analytics, and suggesting things for Reels and TikToks, and just a little bit of everything. And I love working with small business owners to help them navigate the crazy world of social media.
Yeah, excellent. And I can tell you that the reason I have you on is I just launched a course on digital marketing for real estate agents specifically. And the reason that I targeted them specifically is because I know those of you listen who are real estate agents, I know you're still out there knocking on doors. I know you're still out there making cold calls, leaving your business cards at the local supermarket, and you're frustrated because you see your colleagues in there selling homes, closing deals. They're in escrow every Friday, and you're wondering how they're getting all these leads. It's coming through digital marketing. So through this course, I'm getting a lot of questions about Instagram advertising specifically. And we talked a little bit about this on the pregame.
Yes.
I recommend Facebook and Instagram for real estate agents to start. And first of all, let me go back for a minute. There was a survey done in 2022 of, and I'll put the link to this in the show notes. In 2022, there was a survey of real estate agents to find out where their leads are coming from. And 60% of them disclosed, or they disclosed that 60% of their leads were coming from social media. That's 60%. So imagine that if you're a real estate agent and you made $100,000 last year, but you had no social media presence, you left $60,000 on the table.
Yeah.
At least. And I'm just talking I'm just making up numbers here, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So social media is huge. It is huge. And advertising, paying for advertising. I know a lot of people are like, I'm never going to pay social media for advertising. Yes, you are. You have to. Your return on investment. And I used to be stubborn like that too. I used to be like, I'm so good at search engine optimization. People are coming to my website anyway. I'm never going to pay Google for advertising. I'm never going to pay for this. Okay, that's fine. Don't. But your return on investment on this stuff it can be incredible if you do it right. So let's get into that. First of all, why Instagram? Why, specifically Instagram? What's good about Instagram advertising? Because there's so many other social media platforms, but why real estate agents? Why are they going here? Why should they go here?
Yeah. Instagram is kind of that perfect age range at this point. Facebook has really aged up. Now, I think for real estate, Facebook is still a safe bet, but Instagram is reaching a really wide audience. So you've got everyone from, teens who obviously are not buying houses yet, hopefully, all the way up to, 65 and up. So I like that it's aged up a bit and it's ready for, those 30s, 40s, 50s that are in the market to buy homes. It also serves as a great way to use a funnel. So I use Instagram as a funnel. And the way that I do this is I'll start with Reels. So realtors out there, if you're not doing Reels, this is your calling to start doing reels. Anyway, I start off with reels, and I will do, videos that show my face a lot, show my expertise. And the reason I like reels is because Instagram is showing them to more people that aren't already following you. And the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to combat TikTok. So that's one good way to get eyes on your stuff. And then I tell people to go down to, just your regular profile and make sure that you are creating content in there regularly. I like carousels a lot. Now, all of these topics I'm going to talk about, all these different sections of the funnel, can also be monetized. You can pay for them. So you can pay now to promote a reel. You can pay to promote your regular posts. You can pay to promote stories. So anyway, in the regular profile area, I will have people, real estate agents especially, talk some about their personal life. People like to know that you're connected with the community that you are part of, or the home that they're trying to buy. So if you can show I'm really connected in, Sacramento is where I am, show that you're connected to the community, that really helps a lot of people. I have one realtor here that posts a ton of stuff about her family, and she gets so many views and she sells so many homes because people are connected with her more than just that she has just listed up on, her page. And another way to do that is to go over to stories. That goes down in the funnel further. And so the stories is where you can really tell people more about you. So I will use stories and show, like recently, it's been raining here for ages, like forever. And so I went on a walk. And so I was telling people, oh, the sun's shining, I'm out on a walk. Like, so simple. But I got more likes on that than any of my regular, tips posts. Those types of posts are still really important to do because you want to show that you know what you're talking about. You show your authority. But getting that know, and trust factor in the stories is really important. And then finally, at the end, you can do lives or you can do DMs. DMs are great, especially for realtors, because you're going to have that one-on-one connection and you're actually messaging them. I also tell people to use the voice messaging a lot, because that is also another more intimate connection than just, typed out words on a message. So anyway, that's the funnel that I use. And then we can talk a little bit more about the ad types as well.
Yeah. And people need to understand what you just said is the bare minimum. Okay. Everything that you said you can do for free. Doesn't cost you a dime to do exactly what you're doing, and you're still going to get leads, but you need to be doing that as a bare minimum. You need to be posting your face on there, branding. Real estate agent, people aren't using real estate agents because they work for Keller Williams or because they work for Remax. They're using the real estate agent. They're using you because of you.
Yes.
Okay. 100%. When you leave and go to a different agency, they're going to use you. Like me, I'm a marketing agency. I'm a dime a dozen. You can go to 50 different marketing agencies that are available that could do a lot of the things that I do. But if you know somebody specific to that, just like an attorney may go to a different law firm, you're still going to use her regardless of where she goes. It's the same thing with real estate agents. So these are the bare minimums: posting reels, posting content, being personal. So you don't look like a robot. You don't just say, hey, I'm looking for clients, sell your house, call me. Yeah, you can throw some of those in there, but making it more personal, more toward the brand. So this is absolutely the bare minimum that you must do.
Yeah. So going on to the different, did you want to talk about the ad types or which?
Yeah, I think so. Let me talk about funnels real quick, because I know you brought that up. So it's another question that I got. It's in the course that I did, but so online funnels are the same as a normal sales funnel that you would do collecting leads, whether you're door knocking or whether you're doing a survey to find out who's behind on their their mortgage or foreclosing, to find out who you're going to call. You're getting this whole group of people at the top of the funnel, and then you're kind of weeding them down to who's likely to use your services. Now, you can do that manually by doing the cold calling, by doing, by going to Redfin and pulling all the statistics that you want and the data. Or like what you're doing, and like what I do with a lot of the stuff I do, it's done automatically online. And Sales Funnels is just basically a page that you're sending people to so they can see what exactly you're offering. You're collecting their email, and you're getting them into your funnel. So now you have their attention. For real estate agents, what I think is very important is you need to use some type of sales funnel that gives something away that is not salesy. And here's what I mean. I recommend a lot of times to do create a guide on the school systems in your area. So you can say your guide to school districts in Southern California, or the Inland Empire, or Long Beach, and you can list the school district. You can give a paragraph or two about what schools are included. You can include links to there, and then you give that away as a free guide on Instagram. And you can do a reel and say, hey, you're looking for school information in the Chaffee School District, which is where I'm at. And I don't go to school there, but that's the district I'm in. Free guide. And then you're like, oh, I've been looking for schools in that area. Well, why are people looking for schools in that area? Because they're looking to move to that area. So now you just got them in the funnel without selling them.
True.
You're not telling them, hey, I want to make money from you. You're helping them out. And they're like, oh, so now they got your name and everything else. So, so we talked about the bare minimum. And when I say bare minimum, what I mean is everybody's doing this. So other real estate agents that you're competing with are doing the bare minimum. Running ads, and I know you don't want to pay money for ads. It's going to be cheaper than paying Zillow for leads. Okay, trust me, a lot cheaper. But you're going to need to run advertising on social media to do it. So let's jump into that. Tell us a little bit more about the different advertising, some of the best practices, anything that they're going to need to get started here.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do advertising on Instagram. You can do it in app. So if you have a post and you want to do it as a promotion or a boost, you can do that. It's not my first choice. It's kind of I'll say the dummies version, but it's kind of if you're just starting out and you just want to, put some money in play, you can do that. It's not great on targeting. It doesn't offer as many ways to, get things from A to B. Like there's only so many places you can send it. I don't think you can do lead ads on it. So it's very restricted. If you want to do a simple, boost kind of thing, you can, but I don't usually recommend that as much. If you want to do things that are a little bit more elevated and are going to get you better results, I always tell people to go into the Meta Ads Manager. So if you're new to the ads world, Facebook and Instagram are together as Meta, and you can run the ads simultaneously on both platforms. And the nice thing is that Meta will run heavier, whichever one's working better. So that's usually the part that I talk about and that I usually recommend people is to run it on both and see where it performs better. But if you want to run solely on Instagram, you can do that. And you just go under the placements tab and you can tell exactly where you want to run. So say you had like a reel that you only wanted to run on Instagram, you could do that in there. But there's a lot more ways to target people when you're using the ads manager. There's more options. That's where I usually do my lead ads, and I will have it go to a form within Instagram. I found that, within Meta or Instagram. I find that has converted better for me than even a landing page. And you might disagree with this, but the reason is Facebook likes it when you stay kind of in app. And so the way that I'll do it is I'll use their lead ad form. And then at the end, when they fill out all their information, you're going to collect their email, everything within there. At the end, when there's a button to go to the website, for me, I'm trying to build my Instagram page. So I will direct them to my Instagram profile. And that's how I've grown my Instagram quite a bit. Now for you, you might be leading them somewhere else. But once you get that email, then you can put them into your email funnel. So this sounds like really complicated. But that's the way that I usually use it. And so that example that you're talking about with that freebie of the school system, that freebie, that's how I would get that to them. I would go through their lead ad, and then I use a company called Sales Leads. They connect that to my MailChimp, and then off we go with the funnel, and they get a new drip campaign of emails that also includes that freebie. So that's kind of a lot, but that's the way I do it for a lot of my ads.
Yeah. So the simple way to say it is you have a landing page, which is like your website, and that's basically where you're sending everybody. And how you get them there is up to you. You could leave your business card and say, go to this landing page, or you could run an advertisement to say, hey, get this and go to this landing page, which for you right now is going to be the, collecting it in through Facebook, through the manager, through their lead form, but you're collecting those leads. You could run an advertisement for it. You can boost a post, whatever it is, but you want to get them to that landing page, that sales funnel, because that is what's going to convert them. So you're looking for two things. Your ads are basically going to be looking for traffic. And then the lead page, which is your sales funnel, is going to be looking for conversions. Now, as a real estate agent, you think of this. Okay, you go to an open house and you collect 100 emails from people who came in to look at this open house. How many of those are you going to convert? You don't know. I mean, 90% of them are probably junk leads. Either they are just coming to look and compare it because they've already got an agent, or they just were walking by, they're not a sale or whatever. So that's your traffic. You're going to get plenty of traffic that comes to this page, but that page is going to be what actually narrows them down. That's why you ask questions when you're collecting leads at open houses, such as, are you working with a realtor currently? Yes or no? Because if they say yes, well, I'm in California, they're already working with someone, I can't go and do certain things based on that. Okay. Are you looking to buy with or sell in the next 6 months? No. Okay. They may be a lead, but they're not a hot lead. So that's how you're doing that. Your actual sales funnel online, which I use the term click funnel. It's an agency, but it's also the branding. It's like saying Kleenex now, Kleenex for tissue, but your click funnel online is going to do all that for you. It's going to weed out those who aren't going to be potential buyers or sellers in the next 6 months, and keep those other leads in the cold lead pile, and then give you the hot leads. So at the end of the day, when you come in from door knocking and you've got all these online leads, you're going to end up with those 5 or 10 people that you can sit down and hopefully call or send an email and make an appointment and get those. So that's basically what we're talking about with funnels, which it could be a whole nother podcast on funnels. Yeah. And the other thing that I want people to understand right now, you're not going to be able to completely understand how to run advertising on Instagram within a 30-minute podcast. That's why in the show notes, I'm going to have links to your information. You're going to be able to find stuff through the books, through your agency, through this course and things like that. The main goal here is to let you know that it may sound difficult, but it's easy and you need to do it. You absolutely need to do it. You can't just rely on free marketing anymore, or the earned media, because your competitors are out there getting these leads and you need to get them before they do. So,
another important tip for people when they start, if you're going to do your own ads or if you hire someone to do your ads, is to make sure that whoever you work with or yourself runs some tests and runs some different ad creative for you, either different ad creative or different captions. You don't want to do them both at the same time, because then you don't know what's working, what's not. Do a few ad sets for you. So that way you can see what's working, because there might be something about one particular image that turns people off. And you think, these ads are just not working. But if you tried the same verbiage, same caption, but tried it with 3 other images, one image might just pop and take off. So when you're doing those, your ad creative, you can set it up with one ad set that runs, say 5 different things. And then you let it run for a few days, 5 days, see which is the winner, and then turn off the other ones. And that's going to get you, it'll be pretty clear usually which one is, rises to the top, and then turn off the ones that aren't working.
So you need to be doing testing, because you may be running an ad, like you said, and I get the frustration from people, and I'm pulling up some statistics here that I'm going to share in a second. But so I get people that say, hey, I spent $100 on advertising, whether I boosted my post or whatever they did, and it resulted in absolutely nothing. Okay, that doesn't mean that that advertising isn't effective, because if advertising wasn't effective, people wouldn't be using it. Yeah. People are actually able to use it and get a good return on investment. So what is it about your advertising that's wrong? Could be an image, could be a landing page. Like you said, sometimes you don't even want to send them to a specific funnel. You want to go ahead and collect it through Meta's ad manager, so they can, collect the data through there, so they serve it better. So yeah, you absolutely need to test. Now, I just want to throw some statistics out here for those of you thinking about, I don't need internet. I don't need digital marketing. I don't need to go to Facebook or Instagram. Here's some stats right here. 93% of home buyers use websites as their primary source of information when searching for a home. So that means 9 out of 10 people who are looking to buy a home are not calling you. 1 out of 10 is calling you. The other 9 people are going online to find the information, because it's quicker, it's easier. So you need to be that person that supplies them with the information. And you're able to do that on Instagram, because people they're flipping through all day long. You need to put some information in front of them that says, oh, that's right, I was looking at remodeling my house. Here's a guide that this real estate agent is giving away about remodeling. And we all know anyone who's thinking about remodeling is also thinking about, oh, would it be easier just to sell and move on? So you need to put that in front of them. Millennial leads, 99% of millennials use online searches for home. 99%. This is people between the ages of 25 and 34. And if you're thinking people between the ages of 25 and 34 are not buying houses, I've got news for you. This is the big group. This is a group that actually has money. They're saving money because they've seen what's happened with the previous generations and how much in debt they are. So now they're looking for the deals. Google search, we don't need to do that. Real estate agents, I brought this up earlier, 60% are getting leads through social media. And this is the big one. 52% of home buyers start their search online before even contacting an agent. That means if you're out looking for somebody, knocking on their doors, and they say, yeah, we're thinking about selling our house, we've already got an agent. All right, because they already know somebody. The people who are online, more than half of them don't have an agent yet.
Yeah.
So you're not even having to qualify them and ask them. You know that if they're coming to you, more than likely they don't. So you need to absolutely utilize social media, because these people are out there looking for homes and they don't have an agent. So either you're getting them, or, let your competition have it. The person down the road will gladly sell them a home, sell their home for them, search for a home for them to buy or whatever. So you absolutely need to be doing this, and the advertising is the way to get them in front of it. So
I think I think the other thing is a lot of people, like younger generations now, they are more comfortable kind of being a little bit anonymous and searching for things just online. They don't necessarily want that face-to-face connection right away. So if you're dealing with someone older, they're used to like, oh yeah, I'm going to, shake your hand and come talk to you and have coffee. But if you talk to someone that's 25, they kind of want to just roll around for a bit and see. So if you're the person that's putting, really good information in front of them and, putting out what the latest homes that just went up for sale, all of that stuff in front of them on a regular basis, they're going to say, oh, hey, I keep on seeing Corey. So she must know what she's talking about. So yeah, I'm just going to call her.
Exactly. No, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll get into some of that branding in a second there. No, I love it. I love it. So, how much money do people need to spend? Because I think people are going, I don't have a budget. I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend on advertising for social media. So what does it cost?
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, what a lot of people will ask me, how much does it cost to run an ad? Well, it doesn't actually cost anything to create the ad if you're doing it yourself. But I mean, you can do more than you think with just a couple $100. So, some of the bigger agencies, they're going to be spending thousands. But if you can do a good mix of, putting out your personal posts, doing all of that stuff, so you're building that sphere around you, and then you're using another couple $100 to get some of those new leads in there, you can do more than you would think. So don't feel like it's, so unimaginable. And if you're advertising, you're going to probably be advertising, more in your local area. So it's not like you're going to be competing quite as much as, someone that's like, trying to get to this huge other audience. So yeah, I would start small, do some testing, see how it goes. And then if you're finding it's working for you, keep adding to your budget. But yeah, the most important part I would say is test first, use a little bit of budget, and then keep building on it, whatever's working for you.
Testing is so important. Testing is so important. I think we talked a little bit on the pregame show about that too. You can run an ad, and if it's not working out for you, you can stop it. And then you can evaluate what it was. If you run an ad, and you could spend $10 a day if you want. You could spend $5 a day on advertising. So you could spend $35 for this whole week. Maybe you're not going to reach 100,000 people, but you're still going to be pushing that in there. And then you can see what your return is. So like when I sell digital marketing courses that I sell, and I put out an ad creative, I look at my return. How much did I pay? How many people did this get in front of? How much traffic did I get? What percentage of that traffic did I convert? And so what was my return on my investment? How much do I pay versus how much do I get in? And if I have an ad campaign that works out really well, such as I'm getting 4 times ROI. So I spend $10, I make 40. I spend $100, I make 400. Well, then obviously it makes sense. I'm going to spend $1,000 to make 4,000. I'm going to spend 5,000 to make 20,000. If I'm getting it and I'm at a break even point, well, maybe it's not worth running the ad. So always test. I'm not going to go out and spend $5,000 on an ad. And then like you would with TV, I mean, with TV or radio or something like that, you're paying and your money's gone. What traffic you get is what traffic you get. Here on social media, you're able to actually monitor it, find out what it is. You can cut the ad off. Like if you want something running for 7 days and you're 3 days into it, you can stop it and pause it or just cut it off, whatever it is. So that was my main thing for people is it's not that expensive. And think about how much you're paying Zillow for leads versus how much you can pay social media to trickle things in. So.
Yeah. The other thing that I would also say is once you've done your test, like I have an ad with a funnel and, I did some testing. I found the best one that works and I've just been letting it ride for a while. So it's not an expensive ad. I think I pay $10 a day for the ad and it's just doing its little thing. And I just get my leads and I've been letting it roll. It's probably been out there for 2 months now and it's just working for me in the background. And so yeah, if you can do that test and get that like really good one, see how it does. And then, you want to watch it because especially if you're just, advertising to this one small area, it might get oversaturated. So you need to check on it to make sure it's still working, because you don't want the same people to start seeing it, 10 times over and just be like, oh, enough with this chick, but, but yeah, I've been letting mine run because mine is a wider audience. I can serve, anybody pretty much anywhere. So it doesn't get quite as oversaturated, but.
No, yeah, you make a good point there. I see some Instagram ads so many times that I just go and block it. I'm just done.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anymore. I'll go block the account or whatever. So you can also, and here's the great thing. And again, we can't spend too much time on sales funnels or whatever. If you do run somebody to a funnel, okay, you've got to realize that funnel is what converts. It's like selling a car. Once you're at the dealership, it's the salesperson that converts you into that sale. Getting you there is something different. So change your ad creatives up. Find out one that works. And that's one good thing about Meta is when you're running that, you can put in some different ad creatives or, and they'll use the A/B, which one is performing better, so that it's not serving the same picture up to people. You can switch it up on there. So now, before we go here, I want to talk about one thing we did talk about at a pregame show, and you brought this up, and I really appreciate that. When you are running advertising, anything related to housing, I don't care if you just say I'm a real estate agent and that's your whole ad. Your whole ad could be like, I'm a real estate agent. Meta has some specific policies and guidelines, and they do it for discriminating. Because they don't want people to discriminate against you for housing based on color, race, sex, or anything else like that. Now, I think that they've gone way too broad. Of course, we talked about that, which means anything related to real estate is going to fall into this category. Doesn't matter if you could be nefarious in there trying to discriminate against people, or you could just say the term, I'm a realtor. And everybody's going to be flagged and thrown into that same group. So tell us about that. Tell us what we need to do in order to run ads with this specific
Yes. Niche. So whether you're using Instagram via the app, or if you're using Meta in the background in the ads manager, there is a little drop down that says, I think it's special requirements or special something. But anyway, it'll specifically call out politics, real estate, and
employment.
Credit, I think.
Employment.
Employment. Yes. So with real estate, like you said, to combat any type of discrimination, they're having you flag it as a real estate ad. Now, what does that do? What it does is it really limits your ad targeting, which is unfortunate for most realtors, because a lot of times you are wanting, say it's, a $2 million house, you might want to say, we want the income level this. Well, they've taken out most of the income levels at this point anyway, but anyway, they've basically made it so I think it's a 15-mile radius around the home. So if you are like me, if you're in Sacramento, you could say, okay, the house is at 123 Elm Avenue, 15 miles around it. I can advertise to those people. You can advertise outside that, but you can't say, anything about, I want someone that plays golf, or, if you're trying to pick these things, like if it's a, luxury home, you can't even say, you can't pick these usual things that you would for a luxury item, because that's discriminating. So when you go in, you can pick those things. You have to put that little tab down that it is a real estate ad, and then you can run your ad. It still might get kicked back because it's so sensitive.
It will.
But hopefully
it will the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that does happen, if it does get kicked back, request a manual review. Well, it should give you kind of a note about why they kicked it back. And sometimes it's still not easy to tell, but so look at whatever they tell you is wrong with it and see if you can correct that. And if you still think this is what it's supposed to be, like, I don't know what I did wrong. The first pass is always like a bot that's just picking up on things. The second pass is an actual human that will sometimes make a good call.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. So that is the one hurdle to doing ads for real estate that you have to be aware of. You really do have to pin that down, or else it will get kicked back.
Yeah, and let's be clear on that. So there's a lot of laws reference housing and discrimination. They're good laws. People need to follow them because there's people out there who are nefarious, who are going to say, I want to rent something only to white people, or someone who only has a specific income. I want to rent only to men, only to straight couples, not gay couples. So there's all these laws that help prevent that type of discrimination. Now, that's a good thing. Now, the bad thing for marketers is for those of us who aren't nefarious. We want to target specific people. We know that somebody looking at a $2 million home likely isn't working for Burger King. Okay, I'm just saying that's the way it is. Or if we're going to market a $100,000 home, we're not going to be looking at a CEO. So let's go, so we're looking for people who are likely going to afford that. So when you're looking at those types of targets, it makes it difficult for a marketer because, again, we're looking for those specific things, specific incomes. So it hinders us, but it's good because it protects the law. But at the same time, there's, as you know, as a real estate agent, you're going to be jumping through hoops. Now, the good thing about targeting for real estate is you can do that before you even go to social media. And this is what I mean. We talked about this on the pregame too. TikTok for real estate agents. Have fun with it. You're not going to get that type of return on TikTok because of the platform that it is. We talked online here about Facebook versus Instagram. Yeah, you can go to Facebook, but you're likely going to get more of a bang because that's where the demographics are. So if you're looking for specific demographics for age range, education levels, for real estate agents, I absolutely recommend LinkedIn. Different podcasts for a different time, but
I love LinkedIn. That's like my go-to. I'm like Instagram first, LinkedIn second.
Yes. And I've been the second. I've been focusing more on LinkedIn. I don't do a lot of social media presence anywhere else other than advertising. I don't do any of the organic stuff. I do most of the targeting ads, but all the organic stuff's on LinkedIn. So you can do some of that offline, but be aware of it. Like you said, you're probably going to get flagged. You can request a manual review. I wanted to bring it up because most real estate agents, the first time they run an ad, it's going to get kicked back 100% of the time. Sorry, 100% of the time. Let's not even joke and say, okay, maybe it's going to get kicked back 100% of the time. Do not get discouraged. Don't think, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Oh, this is so frustrating. It's just a bot. It's automatically checking it. Go ahead and request the manual review. The majority of the times it's going to go ahead and go through with the manual review. If not, you're going to know what to adjust into it. So yeah, just a little encouragement there. So, Corey, I appreciate you having on. Are there any other tips and tricks, any last minute things that we can tell the guests that they need to know other than the fact they need to start doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you haven't started using Canva, that's a great place if you're new to, designing things. Canva is great. There's lots of templates. You can go on Etsy and download already really great looking templates that you can personalize and put your own photos in, things like that. So Canva is a great place. They've also added some really awesome new AI to Canva. So that's fun to play with just on its own. If you are not a writer and you need help with like blog post ideas, ChatGPT, I've been using that a lot. Just make sure you read through it, proofread it, add your own spin to it, add your own storytelling to it. Those are a couple things. And then I also have a ton of tips on my Instagram. It's at Corey C. Walker. And pretty much daily, I'm doing some type of tip, and it's specifically for small business owners. So you can go out there and learn more there.
I love it. And I'll have everything in the show notes for everybody. I just want to take a side. I'm glad about everything you mentioned here. Canva, I love Canva. And everybody, Canva is free. Canva is free. I pay for premium, and I would suggest paying for premium because you get access to more images and everything. But it's like your friends out there that brag about knowing Photoshop.
You don't need to.
Okay, great. I'm glad you spent years learning that. I spent 5 minutes on Canva, and I can do just as much or more than you. You can do ad creatives. You can do your posts for any type of social media. You can create social media covers for your YouTube channel, for your landing pages, for your sales funnels, everything. It is so awesome. And you mentioned about the AI. Now you can create a spreadsheet. And first of all, I'm going to plug myself here. I have a course on branding through Canva, because in Canva, you can go in, and your initial step, if you're a new brand, especially a real estate agent, you're making a name, you can create things such as a color palette. So this is the colors that I want for all my branding. Here's my logo that I'm going to upload. Here's my face or my contact information. And then when you go and click on an ad creative, a lot of this stuff will import in itself, or you can just go and click, and it's just drag and drop, and it creates any type of graphics that you want. So yeah, I love Canva. I lost track of what I was saying. I create everything from infographics to everything with the courses. But yeah, I teach that whole course on Canva about how to brand yourself and how to create everything from social media with absolutely no experience. It's the best platform.
It is amazing
for everything. Yeah. Yeah. For those of you that are looking at the podcast cover that you're looking at right now, created through Canva. If you came here because of an article that you read on my blog, that featured image is from Canva. All right. On YouTube, the cover is from Canva. If you're on LinkedIn and you're seeing an ad create, it's Canva. This is all Canva. I love it. So, all right. Well, sorry, Corey. I just had to bring up Canva. You can't mention something I like and me not talk about it. So. I appreciate you coming on. Again, I'm going to have everything in the show notes for everybody in case they have any questions. But in the end, you got to spend your money on Instagram. You got to do it, especially if you want the more leads. So, all right, Corey, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully everybody listening got some good information. You can always contact me, as always, for any questions that you may have about the show. If you're listening to this in your car and you're not watching this on YouTube or something else like that, and you want to get a hold of Corey, but you're not writing down the information, you know how to get a hold of me. Send me an email. I will gladly send you her way so you can get all the information. So enjoy the rest of your week, Corey. Thanks again.
You too.
Bye.